Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogreboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2014 movie Guardians of the Galaxy. So, this movie follows Peter Quill, who as a young boy was abducted from Earth by Yondu and taken into space, and over the years, 26 years to be exact, he becomes a space pirate and is when he steals this orb, he gets the attention of a bunch of people, including this ragtag group of criminals, and they all form this team together with Peter and stuff. You got Gamora, who becomes his love interest, and she's the daughter of Thanos, who is one of the ones that wants the stone. He's not the one that's after it, because he's sending Ronan the Accuser after it, but he's wanting the stone and stuff, and he's her stepfather. And then you got Rocket, Raccoon, and Groot, who Rocket is, like I said, a raccoon, and Groot is a tree, and all he says is, "I am Groot." He's a very lovable character. I love both of them, though, especially Rocket. He's one of my favorite characters out of the Guardians characters. And then you got Drax, played by Dave Bautista, and I think he's pretty funny too. I'm not a huge fan of Dave Bautista. I don't hate him, or anything, but I'm just not like a huge fan of him. But I do like him as Drax in these movies. I think he's pretty funny in this one. Well, a lot funnier in this one than he is the second one. But yeah, I enjoy all of the cast in here, and you got a good supporting cast too. Lee Pace plays Ronan the Accuser, the villain, and he's not that great, I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of a one-note villain, nothing special about him really, and Lee Pace does a fine job playing him. It's just the character isn't very well written. He's not one of the best MCU villains, which a lot of these early MCU movies you could say that about. And then you got the Nova Corps characters and everything. They're all pretty likable, especially John C. Reilly's character. I just absolutely love him, and was really looking forward to seeing more of him later down the line, but we never really did get to see anything else of him in anything else. But I loved him in this one, and Glenn Close is in here. She's pretty good, and we also get to have our first look at Josh Brolin as Thanos in here, and a little cameo is pretty cool. So it has a really good cast and everything. The visual effects are kind of a mixed bag for me. Some of the visuals look really good, and some of them look pretty dated and bad and stuff. They didn't look real great when it first came out with the CGI, but that's just something I'm really nitpicky on, is CGI in movies. It doesn't really matter whether it's just Marvel or anything. CGI can take me out of a movie, and it doesn't for the most part in this one. I can overlook it because I'm so intrigued by the story and entertained by the characters and stuff, but there are some parts where it is kind of noticeable and bad. But there's also a lot of good use of practical makeup effects and stuff like that too, so they kind of balance it out a little bit. That's why it's not as hard to watch and everything. It does have a lot of bad CGI, but it also has some good practical sets and stuff too. So and like I said, this is just a really fun movie, and it all comes down mostly to the characters. I just love spending time with the characters in this movie, and some of the best moments are just the smaller parts where they're getting to know each other, and the audience gets to learn about the characters as they get to know each other too, and that's kind of fun too. And everything in it, I think it has some really good action too. Like I said, at the end of it, the action is pretty good, although it does have some bad CGI as well, but it's also fun and entertaining and stuff, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. And it also has a really heartbreaking moment with Groot at the end of it. If you've seen it, it's always really sad to watch that scene and everything, but then again, we get baby Groot out of it, so a small price for salvation. But yeah, so all in all, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's a really great movie. Definitely one of the best MCU movies. I've said it ever since it first came out that it's one of my favorites, and it still is in my top 5 or top 10 at least. It's such a fun movie, and I absolutely love Guardians of the Galaxy. So I say I'd give it I'm gonna go out on a limb here and just give it a 10 out of 10. Even though some of the CGI isn't that great, it's not enough to take it down, because this movie is just too good to not love and everything. It's just so much fun. I absolutely love it. And it has a killer soundtrack too. I almost forgot to mention the soundtrack, which anybody who watches Guardians of the Galaxy knows it has probably the best soundtrack in the entire MCU. For me is this one. It has the best music out of all of the MCU movies, although Volume 2 does have some good songs too, but this one has the best ones to me. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Guardians of the Galaxy, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.